How are you? How are we doing, folks? It's Sunday night and we're back again for more listening delight. It's the turn of the companion Chronicles range and shock horror. We have a Ninth Doctor story and Big Finish. Who knew? Beyond Destiny of the Doctor. We now have another 4. And the one we are tackling this time is The Window on the Moor. Ably narrated by Nicholas Briggs and doing his best Chris Eccleston impression. Albeit no, it's best at times, but still not bad. We have a glass city. We have a mysterious poet of the 1800s on the moor, waiting to transfer travellers from various windows from one point to the next. We have a civil war between a nephew and his uncle. And we have a love story. Oh, where's the bucket? But that notwithstanding, it's still no bad. So, where to begin? All right, AJ, can I have your opening thoughts, mate, on the
How about introductions, fool?
Oh, that's right. Sorry, I've been drinking today. Fuck you, France. Before we get to that, let's get to this. It's your panel for this evening. Joining us from NYC, he called me a fool, but he's never a tool. Mr. Will Medina, how's it going, mate?
Hey, now, how you doing?
Good to see you, mate. Joining us from Mass, it's Sue. How we doing, Sue?
Brilliant. Vive la France.
Yeah, screw them. All the way from Techico, he has a beard that must be feared. Enjoying his Sundays at Texas, Tim Wells. How we doing, Techico? How's it going, Texas?
The quest is the quest.
There we go, yes. We're all waiting for Preacher. Joining us from inner sanctum of his own bedroom, doing his best addict impression with a yellow shirt. It's Jake. How we doing, Jake?
I'm absolutely fantastic.
Good to see you, mate. Joining us out on a Monday morning, he has the thunder. He's from down under. AJ.
Doesn't have the winning numbers.
Yeah, there you go.
Hi guys, still here, still kicking, still going.
There we go. And so dark in the middle of Tottenham, I can barely see him. It's Philip Archer. How we doing, Phil? Put the light on.
I will do in a minute when you give me a chance. Hello.
How we doing, mate? Good to see you. And you all know me, drunk, Glaswegian, and you can barely make sense to me as ever. So,
Talking Gaelic.
Okay, aye. So, before I was rudely interrupted, AJ, can I have your thoughts, please, mate, on The Window on the Moor? Nicholas Briggs, ably aided in the role of Ada, and Emily by Lauren, how do you pronounce her second name?
Laura Riseborough.
Laura Riseborough, two-hander. What do you reckon, mate?
Yeah, I didn't mind this story. It felt a bit like The Girl in the Fireplace. You know, that episode with Tennant.
Doctor was snogging somebody. What the fuck? I don't remember that.
Sorry?
Doctor, I don't remember the Doctor snogging the Duchess, but okay.
No, but it felt like, you got the two worlds that are, you got a door
yeah.
one world and all that, but it felt a bit like that. I like the whole thing, the Doctor does his thing, Rose does her thing. We'll get more into it later, but it's very new Who, obviously.
Yeah, as I say, it's not bad for 50 minutes. I mean, just certain things I went, but I'll get to that when I get to my thing. Tim, I gave you a wee heads up on this last night. What do you reckon? Up my thoughts?
It wasn't bad, but it was kind of completely unremarkable.
Yeah.
It was like a mishmash of ideas, and I hate to say it, but I like Nick Briggs, but I think he was just trying a bit too hard. He sounds more like a caricature of the character rather than the character. And I know it's a thin rope to walk, because we hear all these other people imitating other characters all the time, and most of the time they get away with it. But he would too much emphasis on the words sometimes, to where it just took me out of it. I just thought,
especially once was fine, but they say it 4 times. Fantastic. I'm like,
well, that's in the script.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I hate to criticize somebody who's a voice artist, because he's very good anyway most of the time. I just think that it was a bit too much emphasis. It just kind of went a little over the top. And I mean, had he just read it with the accent rather than emphasizing the accent so hard, it's like somebody giving a bad accent.
I mean, to be fair, I've not heard of this set all the way through. This is only the second one out of the 4 I've heard. He was fine in the first one, for what I remember. He was fine in Night of the Whisper. I don't know what the fuck happened here.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just saying that kind of took me out of it, and it kind of lessened my enjoyment of the story. Like I said, the story's not bad at all. It just it's kind of unremarkable.
Okay, I'll give you that. I can only agree with that, mate, unfortunately, but they can't all be singers. Will, open thoughts?
I'm going to agree with Texas. He took me out of it like that. The story's not bad, but considering you say he's a good voice actor, because like you said, that first story he sounded good. I think he needed a couple more drinks, man, to
He
sound
was
better.
great
Like
in The Whisper, and even in the first story in the second article.
he must have a couple of good shots that day, but he needed some more today. Yeah, that day he did this one, but it's not a bad story. But it was weird because, like you said, it was a 2 people act, and but just following the story, it's not a bad story because the uncle wanted to take over the land from his nephew like that.
Yeah.
And of course he locks up I don't know, you could say his girlfriend or would-be wife like that. Yeah. So it's not a bad little story from there. But the thing that one of the things that confused me a little bit was it wasn't. We find out almost near the very end is that the castle was maybe one time a ship from a traveler, and that's why it shifts around like that. Yeah. And I wish they would have got more into that because it just says that the uncle was able to control it by using some beasts. So how the beast was able to control the movement of the castle while the doctor was walking around. I got a little bit confused about it because I didn't notice it wasn't even mentioned by the narrator they were being observed at all in the rooms or anything like that. So that threw me off a little bit. Not a bad story, but it could have been a little bit improved in certain ways like that. And the revelation about the chick from Earth was a writer. That wrote Wuthering Heights, something like that.
Wuthering Heights, yeah.
Yeah, that's not a bad thing like that. So we get into the other stuff a little bit.
But it just seemed like she was included though, just to have a joke at the end of the story. Otherwise, I didn't see the point of Emily Brontë being there. It was just like, you know what I mean?
It was a whole. They were trying to do something similar to the whole fucking Gwen and Gwyneth thing, apparently. But no show ably executed on audio, unfortunately. So, yeah. What can you say, Philip?
The actual story did have a kind of reminded me of Wuthering Heights. If you read the book, it had that kind of vibe to it anyway. So I can see where they would draw from Emily Brontë for being, because she would have been in that story, in that adventure, and then she would have thought to herself, I'm going to write a book about it, and she's done that basically. As opposed to everybody bitching about what's his name, Nick Briggs. Yeah, he wasn't very good in this as the Ninth Doctor. It was very forced and over as Tim says, overemphasized. It was also very. It was just like no, don't do that, please. But the story itself, I did like it. I thought it was nice and quick. The two, you know what? It kind of gave me. It reminded me also of the Princess Strella from what's that fucking? Oh, excuse my language. What's that Doctor Who story called with the Key to Time? With the woman in the cell. She's got a twin.
The Armageddon Factor.
Oh no, the other one.
No, the androids of Tara.
Thank you very much. That's the one.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Holy shit. There you go. Yeah.
It kind of gave me that vibe as well, with Princess Strella and Romana, with the two twins sort of thing knocking around the place. Okay. So I got that vibe as well. But it's a good small story, but as it could do better. Yeah, Nick Briggs is better in our story. That's what's kind of frustration about this one. So I don't know, maybe he was hungover. Who the fuck knows? Jake, lampoon it, mate. What do you reckon?
Window on the Moor has to be one of the most funny stories I've ever listened to in my life. It got to the point where I nearly had to turn it off. I agree with what Tim said. That was more of a caricature. It had no Ninth Doctor vibes to me. It's just a bloke with a northern accent. Whoop-de-doo, that ain't Doctor Who. It wound me up so much because it wouldn't even fit in Series 1. That's how I felt.
Unfortunately it does, because there's a place where it sorts in. It
was incredibly fucking dull. I'm even going to swear about it. That's how much I did not enjoy this story. So that's
there we go.
I'll make it short and sweet. There we go.
Yeah, when the F-bombs start flying, sorry, Nick Briggs, try better next time if we get a volume 2. All right, Sue, what do you reckon?
All right, I agree with Philip, and he just disappeared, but I was going to say that, yeah, it totally is like Emily Bronte's Wuthering Heights. It's got that whole, like, mystery, and I really like I agree with Tim. I think that the ship should have been like that should have been explained more. That would have made it more Doctor Who-ish. But I really appreciate the elements of the story how much that they led to the creation of Wuthering Heights and Catherine and Heathcliff and stuff. And so like that was really amazing. Anyway, yeah, and I like the joke at the end. That was kind of cute. The Kate Bush reference. Kate Bush, yay. Kate Bush. Anyway, just happy that I'm here. Thanks, guys. Bye.
All right. And for me, yeah, the most of the bugbear has been discussed. Nick Briggs didn't have his best out in here. It's unfortunate because he's 10 times better than, as we alluded to, Night of the Whisper and the Destiny of the Doctor series, and the story that precedes this in the box set, if you want to recall. I've not heard the other two yet. So.
I got a question.
Yeah.
Did AJ give his opening thoughts?
Hang on.
Okay, he did.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He was first.
Yeah. All right. Anywho, yeah.
First and short.
Yeah, that's 2 for 2. Well done, Will. Thanks for that, mate. So, yeah. My main gripe with the story wasn't so much what the story was about. Wasn't so much that Doctor and companion, as per generic Doctor Who fun, would get separated and have their own wee thing they've got to solve. My main gripe was, for about 25 minutes of this fucking story, the Ninth Doctor was talking to fucking walls. I know there's only so much you can put in a 55-minute story, and everybody's
Shirley
going to do something.
Anyone?
But what?
Shirley Valentine, anyone?
Oh God, I hated that movie. Anyway, so yeah, talking to walls, spreading paint on it to see where the hell he's gone, and then the whole shimmer thing comes into effect. You're like, okay, at least we're going somewhere here now. Once we get into Ada's cell, we're finally off to the races. And another thing, what the fuck happened to Marion? There's like some Robin Hood Men in Tights, and when Marion disappeared. But yeah, again, no bad concept with the whole Civil War. The Moor thing was interesting to get people to and through various things to, you know, regenerate their armies. But the stuff in between, dear God. I know it's only 55 minutes, but try and do better next time, folks. Thank you. Right. Let's see if we can save this fucking pile of trash. Anything stand out for you folks that we could maybe try and salvage a wee bit of this? Well, what do you reckon?
Well, I gotta give props, of course, to the character of Emily, because of her. As we hear from her in the opening story, she's right there waiting for more people to come out from there, for she could take them to the other window, for they could wait for for the princess and the king like that. Mm-hmm. So I gotta give her props for that. But doing with that, I think it would have been a much better story. This is my opinion. If Rose Tyler was not in this story, if Emily would have met the Doctor there, and both of them would have done everything else together. Maybe they got separate like that, but it would have just those two, because that would have been better, because like everybody was saying, she's the one that wrote Wuthering Heights. It would have been nice for her to see the other world and all that stuff. She only saw it in like a mirage like that. She didn't see the whole thing. So it would have been better if she would have been there. They could have easily not used Rose for the story. Right. Because as we know, the Doctor has traveled with other companions besides Rose before Rose.
All right. Well, that's a fair comment. Sure on in there. Why not? All right, Tim. Anything you can salvage us with?
Well, who directed this? Will, is it right there?
The director. Hold on, I gotta go back up.
Oh, please don't, Bill. We so old.
No. It was Helen Goldwyn.
Oh my God, crazy eel lady.
No, I didn't have a problem with the direction. I was just curious if Nick Briggs directed it himself, which might be part of the problem if there's nobody to say,
true.
Are they going to do it that way? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think that, like has already been said, that kind of just takes you out of it, and there's not what it is that it's not up to their usual good quality.
Yeah.
Even if it's, you know what I'm saying? It's not the quality you expect from Big Finish. It would be something if you were listening to it like a fan made audio or something, or maybe one from a different company or something. But no, that's what it is.
It's frustrating because, again, anybody who's heard Night of the Whisper, 10 times better than that. I just don't get it.
He's usually not off at all. He's not usually having a bad day, but I just think this time it just kind of wrecks the fact that, and if it was a good story, you might be able to ignore it better. But the truth was, it was kind of a hodgepodge of ideas that didn't really add up that well.
Yeah.
And
I
don't really have anything to redeem it.
I guess the story and the emphasis on the lingo didn't help it much. Yeah, fair point. Jake, feel free to shovel some more shite our way. What do you reckon?
Well, watching Philip eat a Magnum was much more enjoyable than that.
Oh dear God!
Nick Briggs didn't have a pot to piss in this audio.
Matrix.
My God, utterly dull. I have not got a favourite moment. I just thought it was all a shitstorm, basically. It doesn't even deserve a mind fuckery.
Oh, but it gets one anyway. Yeah. Well, my. All right, Sue, anything?
Well, like I said, I enjoyed Emily Brontë in space. That was pretty brilliant, and I like the glass castle, and the prince was really a good baddie, and the duke but the duke seemed a little feckless. But anyway, so that was just my feeling on the characters themselves.
All right, fair dues. AJ, anything?
Yeah, two things. One, the sound design on this was brilliant, I thought. With the sound of the glass creatures as they're running along with their claws scraping against the glass floor, I thought that was perfect. Okay. Second, Emily Brontë running an underground railway. I mean, come on. Getting people from an alien planet to a parallel universe, that's pretty fucking sweet.
Yeah. And you thought the slave trade did it first.
Yeah, that was brilliant.
Yeah. Philip?
Oh, I'm sorry, hang on.
Chomping on your Magnum?
Yeah, kind of, very deeply. Any moments? No, nothing really stood out. Because, but like what AJ said, the soundscape was quite kind of cool. Visually, when you listen to the stories, you can easily visualize everything in your head. Mm-hmm. That's what I like about it, because there's the scenes here and there, you can kind of see. Sometimes I can't do that with some stories. You can't really get a proper picture. But the way it was read and described or descriptive, it does well there. But there's no standout moments.
Okay. Yeah, no, I'll give you that. And there was nothing wrong with his actual narration as himself. It's just when he broke into the Eccleston stick, you're like, and you've heard him do better. It's as if, I don't know, we're doing a stag do the night before or what? Fuck, you're like, oh my. Well, did we get you?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. So is it me? I'll give up. See, this is how much this story's put me off. But yeah, we've still got 4 more of these today, folks, if you include the Destiny, the Doctor's, Night of the Whisper, and I can only hope that he's a wee bit better than the 4 we've got left today. This is by far the worst. Night of the Whisper so far is by far the best, so
I agree with that.
I don't know. We'll find out how the other 3 in the set stack up, but this wasn't his best outing, unfortunately. The story was palatable. It was enjoyable enough. I'm no one for the whole separated fucking romance type shit, but there was enough about that part of the story to keep me invested with the whole Civil War and the Emily Brontë thing. So thank fuck it was only 55 minutes and not a 4-parter. That's all I'm saying. Otherwise I might have a bullet in my head today. Thank you. And with that, open mic portion of the cast, anything else you want to bring up before we get this rated and thank God consigned to the archives.
Well, it was unusual that when the Doctor was locked up and the lights went off, he used that line that the 10th Doctor says, "Who turned off the lights?"
That was another Dave. That wasn't Tennant, but yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Who turned the lights? Oh yeah.
The Vashta Narada.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I might have heard if the Vashta Narada was in this actually.
Did anybody get the impression that when they're on the moor, they're in Scotland?
That's a bit stereotypical. There's moors other places in Scotland.
All I kept thinking about was Scotland with all
there's moors and islands, Phil.
Wow.
Yeah. Also, what about Dartmoor?
Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose so. Yeah, but it gave me more Scotland feel because the women running around the moors, man, like Polly and that.
What, like in a Benny Hill sketch?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's no do the Kenny Everett thing. It's not in the best possible taste anymore. Anything else?
Yeah, I find it funny how there's so many alien planets out there that are like contemporary Earth. When they first land on the planet, they think they're on Earth.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm getting kind of sick of that stereotype. You know, they're thinking they're walking down a normal street with, you know, plates of food and stuff outside and all that, and it's a really bad plot device. I think they should make it a little bit more fantastical.
Well, that was something that was started in the 1993 Super Mario Bros. When they went to Dinosaur World.
Yeah.
Mind they thought they were still in Brooklyn.
Take place on Earth, though, didn't it?
What's that?
I thought the story did take place on Earth because Emily Brontë was there. Wasn't that the point? Or was she on a different planet?
No, she was on Earth.
She was on Earth. The other, the
Glass Kingdom was a different planet.
Was a different thing.
Oh, okay.
And then the whole glass castle was might have been a ship from
parallel universe.
From that parallel travelers that might have crashed there.
I suppose a shout out to the Duke at the end, the Prince of the, with the noble sacrifice, and you get that star-crossed lover bullshit because she's trapped in the other end, Yeah, what the fuck? Where's my bucket? Mop it up.
Oh.
You know that normally when some of the good stories says, well, hopefully they do a follow-up. I don't need a follow-up to find out what happened to her.
Yeah. For the first time, Walt doesn't want a sequel. It's how bad the story is, people. Yeah,
It's not a bad story, but it could have been, like we all say, it could have been tweaked here and there.
Walt always chomping at the bit for a fucking sequel to something. No, here? No.
No, not this one, man. No, I ain't touching it.
Okay, anything else? Well, and with that, as the Surrender Monkeys celebrate their World Cup win in the soccer, it's that time again.
FYI, if you go to a restaurant and the freaking cook's name is Salmonella, get up and get the fuck out of there.
That's good advice for us all. Yeah. Is that a Polynesian restaurant?
Maybe,
yeah. Okay. Well, let's get this over with. Window on the Moor. The Ninth Doctor Chronicles, Volume 1. Well, there'll be a Volume 2 after the quality of this thing, who the fuck knows. Story number 2. Nick Briggs, was supported by Laura, whatever her name is. She's that bad I can't remember.
Laura, whatever. This guy's a trip. Her name is Laura Riseborough.
I disagree. I don't think she was bad. It wasn't.
No, she was fine.
It was all in script, the problem.
Yeah, she was fine.
Who the hell who wrote this story?
Yeah, who wrote it?
Una McCormick.
Never heard of them. Okay, you're coming back.
Wow, she writes a lot of Big Finish, and she's written some, I believe, a few books or short stories. So yeah, this is just below par for her as well, I guess.
Okay, maybe she was at Stag Do as well, even though she didn't want to be there, So.
She's done a few corporate books, so yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Well, up your game, dearie. So, with that, before you choke, Philip, would you give us out of 10, mate?
I'm going to give it a 7. It's a story after all. I don't know how bad it is, but I'll give it a 7.
Okay, mate, that's admirable, considering. Okay, Jake, lambast it. Give you a number.
I'm going to give this a 3 out of 10.
Ooh, yeah, okay. Well, moving on up. Moving on down, rather. All right, Sue, what do you reckon?
I'll give it a 7. I'll agree with Philip. That's about as high as I'm going to go on this.
Okay. I think that's as high as anybody can go on this. AJ, what do you reckon?
7.5. The story and the sound effects.
Oh, call me a fucking liar. Okay, yeah.
But also, Dan Starkey, if I remember right, he does a really good Ninth Doctor, so...
No, maybe that's something they can look into if Nick Briggs has too many more off days for Volume 2. Okay. Timbo, what do you reckon, mate?
I'll give it a 6. The like as has been pointed out, the sound effects and the technical aspects of it were all top notch as always. It's just a little bit of bad acting on one person's part, and it kind of wrecked the whole thing for me. So yeah. I'll give it a 6. Plus the story was nothing to write home about. So
indeed, I can only concur with that, mate. Whoa, what does NYC say, mate?
Well, I'm gonna agree with the two ladies. I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10.
Two ladies. Oh, sorry, Phil. Yeah, okay. Yeah, okay.
I'm not breastfeeding today, man. Come on.
What are you talking about? You're the biggest tit I know. Okay, and for me, I concur with what Tim said, man. The story's nothing to write home about. Nick Briggs must have had an off day. This gets a 6.5 for me. Can't go much higher. And as I say, we've got 4 more of these to go. Hopefully he's a little better. And we can get a bit more higher ratings as we get these knocked out down the road. And with that done, dusted, and finito and in the can for the evening, folks, it just leaves us to divulge what we'll be tackling next week. The turn of Alan Z, the 10th Doctor himself in the Companion Chronicles range. When David's tenant's too busy, what do? You hire one of Philip's chew toys in the form of Mr. Jake Dudman to take on the role of the 10th Doctor, and he's not too bad, although in my opinion he does a better Smith, which we will get access to come August when the 11th Doctor Chronicles hit shelves. But we will be tackling the story alongside Michelle Ryan in her first outing since Planet of the Dead and before her own spin-off range begins in film.
The story's called The Last Chance.
Indeed, yeah. Lady Christina Del Souza is back, and to a certain person in Staten Island, fuck no, she wasn't meant to be Romana. Yes. We will see what, Lady Christina has been doing with her big red bus since
okay.
What?
Big red
since
bus.
the events of Planet of the Dead and Malcolm and, Lee Evans and all that. So
that was 10 years ago.
Indeed,
it's the second time traveling bus.
Yes, thank you, Anti-Iris. Back in your hold there.
You're right, Chucks.
Yeah, okay, yes, Panda. So with that, guys, please check out our buddies on the wonderful wackety world of the YouTube. We get the guys and dolls out of Geeks Assembled with their TV, movie and audio head reviews. You get Dr. Freedom, which news broadcasts, Amiga Files, and the Adventures of Dr. Freedom Eric. You get Johnny Blues, Sammy Carter, Mike Shannon, wherever he's online. And with that, like, share, comment, subscribe, thumbs up, thumbs down. It's Sunday night. We're getting the hell on out of here. And for all those people bitching on the internet because they never got a trailer that they thought they were promised, fuck you, see you Thursday. And
enjoy tonight's preacher.
Enjoy tonight's preacher because Jesse's on a roll. Be excellent to yourself, folks, and each other, and fuckity bye.